Hey guys, just a quick video here. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I posted yesterday that I bought Nike calls. I bought them yesterday morning. The reason I bought them is we had a 312 on the weekly right here. We have a 3 candle. If you guys aren't familiar with the strat, go check out Rob Smith, Rob in the Black on Twitter. Or his YouTube videos. All that stuff's free. But basically, a 3 candle is an outside candle, a 1 candle is an inside candle, and a 2 is a candle that breaks either side. So this could be a 2 whether it broke to the top of here or broke to the bottom. So it's still a 312 either way. This one just happened to be a 312 continuation, which means it continued in the same direction. I bought yesterday when we broke this candle. This is a weekly chart here. This is a weekly chart. So if you look at the daily chart, this was the daily. I bought it. I had lines on here earlier, but I took them off. Anyway, I bought it around $127, something like that. Now, something must have just happened because everything's pulling back in the market now. Unless it's just a sell-off, something. Every chart I have up has a big, huge red candle now. But anyway, you see the daily chart. We had a 222 reversal, which is this a 2 up. Even though it's red, it's still a 2 up because it's higher than the previous candle. Then we had a 2 down, followed by another 2 up. If you were just trading a 222 reversal, your entry would have been as soon as it broke above this candle. So you would have got in about here, and your target would have been the top of this candle. Doesn't mean it won't go higher. You see we ended up actually took out the top of this candle and went up and took out this candle. But anyway, I like this. Forget this red candle because we didn't even see this as of yesterday. Didn't start till today, so this candle wasn't even here yesterday. So I liked what I saw on the daily chart. You look at the yearly, nice chart on the yearly. Quarterly it was actually still inside, but since the quarter and the month is so new, I wasn't as worried about those. But this was still was still inside. Monthly was the same, it was still inside also. But that puts this in play for the rest of this month now. So you could go long anytime you get a nice daily entry candle, because you'll have, unless it pulls way back and you're down here, you're going to have time frame continuity. And let's go back to the weekly chart. So I entered right above here. I bought next week's 130 calls, paid $1.52. I sold them today. My target was the top of this candle. The top of this candle was 130.38. You see we broke that. Just barely broke it. If you go, let's pull up the 15-minute. There's the red candle I was just talking about. Every chart that I have up has a huge red candle right now. So I don't know if we got some news out or something happened, but anyway, you see today, this was the open right here, came up. I actually had my stop set, pull up the daily chart. I had my stop set right below this candle here. So it was a fairly liberal stop, but I had a pretty aggressive target. I was probably a little bit over 1-to-1, maybe almost 1.5-to-1. Yeah, probably closer to 1-to-1. But I had full time frame continuity, so I was happy with that. So I go back to the 15. You see at the open, I was still even on it. The calls were still trading at $1.52. I was even. Went up. it actually went, I had my sell target set at $2.20. It hit $2.14 right here. Just missed targeting me out. And you can see, you go to 30 minute, you can see last week, this is where I just pointed to, where it hit $2.14 on this candle. It almost made it to the top of this. It didn't quite get there. I rode it out. My stop was down. It actually came within, I think, $10 of my stop, 10 cents of my stop, and it bounced right back up. I did have 2 contracts. I sold one probably about here. So I had a little bit of room. So I put my stop just slightly below my entry. It came down. I think it came down right about almost to my entry before it bounced back up. I actually sold slightly before my target. The only reason is because the previous high was 130.38, and because of the 130 mental resistance, I wasn't sure. Today wasn't the best looking day in the market. Some stuff looked good, but some just didn't look very good. So yeah, I figured when it got close to that 130 mental resistance, I'd probably unload it then. So I sold it. It ended up going up to $2.50, I think. Just real quick, I want to show you what I'm talking about here on this. This is look at all these. This is only one of my screens. I have another screen with 4 more charts up, but all these big red bars just happened. And then this one here on this chart. So anyway, that's how I got that one. Show you again the weekly entry was when we broke above this inside candle. My target was the top of this candle. I did sell slightly before my target. We only beat the target by 6 cents. So I'd rather take the 44% win than to try to risk it for 50%. That extra 6% isn't. I was happy with the 44, so we were good there. Let's take a look at some other charts. See if we can see anything. Let's go to the 15-minute. 222 reversal there, 222 there. And the reason these might not work is we probably didn't have full time frame continuity here, because we had all this green here. Keep bumping that right key, that right button. We had all this green here, so the longer time frames, the 60s and stuff, probably were still green on here. That's why this didn't work out. But you can see Apple. Let's take a look at Facebook. Here's one I almost got in this earlier. The reason I didn't was because I didn't have full time frame continuity. I drew this morning before the market opened. Right about 9 o'clock, I drew this broadening formation here. I went off of this top of this candle back to this candle, and the bottom of this candle back to this candle. Now you got to remember, none of this was here. So at 9 o'clock, that's all I saw. So I went from the top of this candle to the top of this candle, bottom of this candle to the bottom of that candle. That created my broadening formation. I did that on the 30-minute. I actually did it on the 30-minute chart. So let me pull up the 30. And there's the 30. So from here to here and here to here. Now look and see what happened. We came out, we opened, came down and tested that bottom trend line, that bottom of the triangle. Popped right up out of it, and we were right about here. I pulled up an order and I was going to jump in, but I had a meeting coming up, and I decided I just wasn't that confident. We didn't have full time frame continuity, and I had a meeting coming up. So I thought, well, I'm just going to sit by and watch it, and monitor my Nike position and just be happy with that for now. And you see we went up, took out the top of the try, came back down, took out the bottom, went back up, almost got the top again. And I don't know if this was news. I don't know what's going on. I haven't looked at anything. But if it was news, there's a good chance we were going to go up and take that out to complete the second, actually 1, 2, 3, it would have been the fourth touch of the broadening formation today. So, but I had an order pulled up. I just didn't pull the trigger on it. We didn't have full time frame continuity, and I had a meeting coming up. So, take a look at Apple again. Broadening formation didn't really play out there, although different people draw them differently. Somebody else's might have a nice broadening formation. Netflix, we came in, and this one actually worked out. I drew this one. I wouldn't say it worked out, but I drew this one off of the top of this candle back to the top of this candle, and the bottom of this candle back to the bottom of this candle. The market opened today. We went up and tested the top of the trend line and pulled back. We didn't pull back all the way down to here, but we're not done yet either. Doesn't mean we will come all the way back down here. We might not, but you see we went up and touched that trend line and instantly turned around and went the other way. So this would have been something you might have considered getting in here on a 222 reversal if you had full time frame continuity. You can do it without the full time frame continuity, but I like to have as many things going my way as possible. So, and your target would have been the bottom of this candle. Nike, here's Nike. I traded today, or traded yesterday and sold today. Nvidia. Let's see, we had a nice channel there. Nvidia, Roku. Let's see, Roku, big 3 followed by a 1. Now we didn't quite come down. Didn't quite meet this magnitude yet, but we're not done yet. Although it probably would have stopped out right here when we broke above the top of this. Probably would have stopped out, maybe even earlier. SPY. You see that broadening formation? All these were drawn before the open this morning. So when I drew these, that's all I saw. So I drew it from the top of here to here, from here to here. And here's how you do this. And this is tricky. I mean, it took me a while to catch this. I mean, I used to have triangles that went, I used to have triangles that went like this. I draw a triangle like that, and it's not right, because everything behind this should be inside of this triangle, and it's not, because right here it actually goes below it. So that's one of the things when I first started drawing these, I screwed up with. But what you would do here, actually I'd start down here because this is the low point. You go to the next higher point above that, which is this one. So now you have to bring this one back to that same one or a similar one. You don't want to bring it back to this one, because if you connected this one to this one, it's actually not broadening then, it's a channel. So that would be what I would draw. And then you see the market opened. We came up, kept testing the top of that. And remember, this line wasn't here, or these candles were not here when I drew this line. So from anything from here over, I couldn't see. It didn't exist yet. So we came up, we tested the top of the trend line 1, 2, 3 times, then we pulled back. Went up, tested it again, and pulled back all the way down. Let's check, and you could have traded this. You had a 222 revert, actually a 322 here. You could have entered a break below this if you had time frame continuity. you had an inside candle here. This would have been, if you had time frame continuity, enter above. As soon as you broke above this inside candle, your magnitude, your initial magnitude would be here. But since it's so close, and if you had time frame continuity, there's a good chance you're going to go take these highs out, and you did. Tesla. Didn't really look at Tesla much today. I drew the triangle this morning, and guess what? We kind of, we came up and tested the top of it, came down, tested the bottom of the triangle, came up. You know, whatever news came out here, whatever happened here, came down and tested the bottom of it again. So, yeah, it seemed to work out pretty good, pretty reliable. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the Nike trade today, give you an example of what I did and why I did it. Made 44% on it. Actually, I didn't quite make 44 because I sold the first one at probably about 20. So if you take the 20 and the 44, I probably averaged 31, 32% average for the two contracts that I had. But, 44% was what my last contract was, almost 45%. So anyway, that's it for today. Try to get you more videos out as I have time. But this is what I saw today. Nike entered yesterday, right around here. I entered at 10:36. So right after the open of this candle, it would have been right when it broke the previous week. So when it broke this one, so right about here would have been where I entered. And you see it came up. I was actually down a little bit yesterday, but it didn't take out my stop and then ran all the way up here. So it worked out perfectly. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.